God.
Father of two, Dale Decker, suffers from a rare and seemingly incurable condition that leads to him suffering up to 100 unwanted orgasms a day.
There's nothing pleasurable about it. When you're on your knees at your father's funeral, at his casket, and you're saying goodbye to him, and then you have 9 orgasms right there, while your whole family is standing behind you, it just makes you never want to have another orgasm.
Now, I know you want to laugh. Let it out. It's absolutely normal. Whoever sees this, they're going to think it's a skit at the beginning. And they laugh their asses off, which is absolutely normal. Yesterday when I saw this, when he said that he had an orgasm 9 times while saying goodbye to his father at the funeral with his family around, instead of mourning, he was moaning. I kind of lost my shit a little bit because my FYP, if you've been around the channel, I talked about my FYP and showed you my FYP on Instagram. It's pretty fucked. So you usually shows me messed up things like this. It's my fault. That's how I created it. I thought this whole thing was fake. I thought it was a skit. It was like a satire type of short documentary. But after searching up for it, it seems like it's actually a real thing, but it's very rare. And usually people who, have this condition, they don't talk about it. They keep it a private, which is understandable. It's called persistent genital arousal disorder. It involves experiencing unwanted sensation of arousal in your genitals that don't resolve with 1 or 2 orgasms. So your horniness is unlimited without you having any control over it. Post-nut clarity is insane in this one. I gotta give it to him. He's honestly, after like round 3, most men get a little bit sad and depressed. I would say round 4, but going 100 times a day is absolutely crazy. So whenever he's at the restaurant, whenever he's at the gym, whenever he's at the beach, anywhere he is, he's constantly fighting with his partner, serious conversation, instantly, wetting his shorts, let's just say. 100 times a day is absolutely crazy. You know the amount of power, mental power you need to have to not to be, in a big hole? You'll be depressed. 100 times a day is way too much. Now, he got it in 2012 after an accident. He dislocated his disc, which triggered this condition. That's what they're saying. In 2014, after going through this for a whole 2 years, he decided to come to the public and share this awareness with everyone.
Never want to have another orgasm as long as you live. But you know what? You just keep on coming.
Now, he threw a lot of keywords in his speech.
You just keep on coming.
Here and there, which really got me curious. Is he fucking with us, or, is actually being serious? According to Google, it's a rare condition. It's a real condition. Unless Google's fucking with us too. I don't know, honestly.
They happen at all times in any situation. They happen when I'm awake. They happen when I'm asleep. They happen in the shower. I just had 9 rather powerful orgasmic sensations flow through my entire body. And now it feels like every muscle from here to about here is doing this.
Now, this got me thinking. I remember when I was in high school, I remember hearing a story. We're just sitting and yapping before class. And there was a story of a guy in Brazil who, touched himself 43 times and he died from it. There was a whole articles about it. It was being shared all over Facebook. Everyone knew about it. I don't know if you've heard of it or not, but I decided to check if it's actually common. In 2019, it was reported that a teen died from fighting his dragon 56 times. He died from a heart attack. There's many close calls to the afterlife. I found out as well, where people got a stroke from stroking it too much. This one is a 51-year-old man in Japan. According to Facebook, a boy was found in his room and an autopsy resulted in an intense masturbation. I don't know how you can find how many times they did it, which caused the death, but according to them, the predictions was 73 times. Authorities say that a 22-year-old David Garcia died from a heart attack at the age of 22 as well for excessive masturbation. Crazy! Who would have thought? Which kind of tells me this guy's full of shit, but at the same time, from what I've found, apparently it's a whole thing. Up to 180 orgasms in 2 hours. She has 50. The other one has 50. It's all like between 50 to 150 a day. I don't know. I don't know. It's got me whole confused and shit about this, if this is true or not. I want to make jokes about it, but I feel bad. Imagine living 100 times a day? Let's just say this whole thing is real, right? Because I don't think anyone would want to make a comedy skit out of this, you know, in a documentary. It was 10 years ago. A lot of people came out with their weird shit. We have the guy who used to shakalaka boom boom his car and proudly, you know, decided to be interviewed. I think that was real, honestly. We had the guy who fell in love and married the ghost who was haunting, you know, his house, and somehow they fell in love and they became like a whole couple. How is he still alive? That's my question. 100 times a day for 2 years is crazy work since 2012. Now it's been 13 years. There's no update about him. We honestly don't know what happened to him, but I can't imagine if it was true how he's going through with it. And at the same time, if he's going through it 100 times a day, I think you would have some sort of reaction control in this situation. You wouldn't fall on your knees and moan. Maybe it was for the documentary. He wanted to put on an extra show. But I hope he did something good with it, like, you know, going to a donation center, or honestly, in 2025, compete. If he's still alive, which I hope, he should compete in. If I was him, I'd compete in the sperm racing. I would kick anyone's ass. If he still has anything left in the tank, he'll be a world champion. 13 years of hard training in this shit. But he needs to compete in the first orgasm that he has in the day. Obviously, the later ones are just, you know, just water shooting out. I'm sorry if you're eating and watching this.
PSAS is a condition of unrelenting genital arousal and spasms, which is not necessarily sexual. And they have no idea when this is going to happen or how often, and can lead to intense suffering.
And this suffering is felt in Dale's home life, where wife April struggles to cope with the situation.
Shouldn't be argued about. I mean, he can't work and help supply, so I feel stressed from that.
And PSAS is even affecting Dale's relationship with his children.
He doesn't go to like practices because he feels embarrassed, and kids don't know. The kids don't quite understand why Dale won't be there.
Sometimes I have an erection for 3-4 hours at a time.
Now, this is just sad. It's very sad. You shouldn't even wish this on your worst enemy. But if they're lying, fuck them. If they're lying, I actually feel very, very bad. And I hope this whole thing wasn't a prank. I can't find anything, because even pranks back in the day, like, they would go through a whole satire of conversation, and you can't tell if it was fake or not. For example, there was a Dr. Phil moment where this guy who thought he was Batman, he believed he was Batman. Perfect performance. I bought it. Me amongst millions of people bought who he was. Then years later, I found out that this donkey of a year was a content creator, and he was faking it the whole time. He had a whole actor, you know, hired as his wife. He went through a whole Dr. Phil thing, kept a straight face through the whole performance, and no one could tell. Only the people who knew him from his, you know, content, those were the people who pointed out. They were like, oh yeah, this guy, he's amazing. He's an amazing actor. I was like, what?
Dale has turned to therapist Diane London to see if she can shed light on the condition.
It's destroying every part of everything in my life.
When it comes to sexual issues, people get very...
So he can't go to his kids, you know, place because he doesn't want to embarrass himself and his kids at the same time. But something that's still questioning me, I don't know about you, I'm about to share something very personal. When I, you know, shoot babies in the air or anywhere, I can control my face. I can just be like this. And at the same time, I'm just coming. I can keep a straight face and say nothing. And if it's like, you know, 2, 3, 4 times in one day, then it's still, you know, the sensation will be even less. It's usually the first 1 and 2 where, you know, you're like, oh shit, you know, it's all piled up and you're about to do a volcano explosion. But again, I do not have this condition or don't know anyone with this condition, so I can't confirm that this is, you know, he's just being dramatic with his reaction every time. You're telling me 100 times a day he goes, oh. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But this is just very, very sad if this is real. According to Google, it is real, which I'm getting a fucking brain fart right now. Let's just watch the video.
I've never seen anything like that before. There are no words. It's hard to know if it's real. This makes me want to find him some relief. Otherwise, this is a horrible way for him to have to live.
Now, I'm sure in 2025, there should be some sort of medication that he can get on, which he can control himself. There is, medication for you to, as you get older, to, do the shakalaka boom boom to get the erection.
But
But I believe there is right now a pill or something, the medication that you take or do that, is going to calm you down if you have like a shakalaka boom boom problem. But anyways, this whole thing was just crazy and I had to share this with you. Let me know if you know this guy. Is he some sort of like content creator or not? Are we all being punked over here? If you know. If you don't know, then you're just being punked just like me. Or this whole thing is actually true. And I want to say, if you laughed even once throughout the whole video, you're going to hell. I'll see you there. Okay, anyways, take care, bye.